Hello and welcome to mycadsite.com, and this tutorial will be teaching about layouts, or paper space as it was formerly known. And this is a drawing done in an earlier tutorial, and it's a 41 by 30 foot drawing that we're going to manage to fit into an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And you'll see that the distance from one corner of this rectangle to the other is just under 8.5 by 11 to allow space around the edge of the paper. So I've drawn a very simple title block here, and now I'm going to add a viewport, which is MV, make viewport, and just draw a simple rectangle here. And you'll see that everything that is in model space gets brought in to the viewport. And now essentially I have a window into model space, so I can zoom and I can pan and I can move around the drawing however I like. This way I can check things out, but I can just do a zoom extents and make sure that everything is back, and you'll see the cursor in the bottom left changes when I go to paper space. So I'm double click inside the viewport, double click outside. So there's my drawing. And the main goal of paper space is to plot at a certain scale. So I've gone into the page setup manager just by right clicking on the tab, and you can see I've selected a printer, and I want to print this out in grayscale because I have a black and white printer in this example. And this is all set in the drawing and gets saved with the drawing. And the main thing is I want to plot it at 1:1. So 1 inch of paper is going to equal 1 unit on paper space. So with everything set there, I'm ready to go back into the drawing. And now what I want to do is bring up my AutoCAD viewports menu, which you can't quite see, and double click inside my viewport and pick a scale that I want to plot it at. And in this case I'm just going to take a guess, and no, 1/4 of an inch to 1 foot isn't quite it. I'll try 1/8 and maybe something in between 3/16 of an inch, which makes it just a little bit too big and cuts off the dimensions at the bottom. So instead I'm going to go back to the 1/8 equals 1 foot, which means when this is printed, 1/8 of an inch on the paper will equal exactly 1 foot representative in real life. My viewport I drew on def points so that it will not print with the rest of the drawing when I print it out. And that's the very basics of layout tabs. You can see that it's relatively straightforward once you get the basic methods down. And from here I could take a larger piece of paper, I could add more viewports, I could add details. Another thing I can do is go inside and turn layers off inside the viewport. So in this case I've just turned off the door layers, so these will not plot now when I go to print my drawing. So when you're printing, you should get used to printing from paper space, from your layout tab, and it's very versatile, gives you a lot more options. So thanks for watching mycadsite.com.